Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So this is the part 2 video, the follow-up video to where I put it out to you guys what this original Frog will become. So obviously I gave you the choice of obviously Frog or Subaru Brat, and then another. So straight off the bat, I just want to say a massive thank you to every one of you who watched and commented, because it was awesome, to be honest. Now before I give the results, I've got to say I was surprised by how it went, and this is more about how I think about things. I'm not the biggest lover of a Frog, as you know, the majority of you all know. And even when I made that first video, in my head I was already thinking it's a Subaru Brat, and more importantly, it was how I can do a customized Subaru Brat. And I was out there. I was looking at LED light bars and chrome parts and things like that. And basically, I just took it for granted. I knew what the results were going to be. I was wrong. So I'll just read, before I give you the actual results, I'll just read a couple of ideas that people said, there was lots of different ideas of what people wanted to see, but here's just a few. There was quite a lot of people wanted to see a beetle body on this, some kind of sandrail sort of custom. Lancia, Shell, Ford Ranger got quite a few hits, Mud Blaster, Monster Beetle. I don't know about doing it as the monster truck, because obviously I'd prefer to get hold of a Mud Blaster or a Monster Beetle. What else was there? Audi Quattro. This was an interesting one. A VW camper van. That'd be pretty cool. Opel Ascona. That's different. And then I've sort of highlighted 3 that sort of caught my eye. One of you said a trike build. Trike build, wow. Don't know if I've got the skill set to do that. I wouldn't know where to start, but I like your thinking, and that's kind of how I see this channel not going, but incorporating some of that kind of stuff in the future, fingers crossed. But that takes a lot of research and knowledge to make something like that happen. The second one from my buddy Oddam Bjorgland, a 4-wheel drive Blackfoot. Yeah, that'd be pretty sick, wouldn't it? I have seen the ORV chassis done in a 4-wheel drive version, which is super cool. But again, right now it's not the right timing for me to get involved in such a big project like that, but definitely in the future. Since I started this channel up again, I always thought about how cool it would be to do something that is 2-wheel drive standard and make it a 4-wheel drive buggy. Now I've seen the Blackfoot, I've seen a Hornet done in 4-wheel drive, I've seen a Team Associated RC10 done in 4-wheel drive. They used to make a 4-wheel drive kit for that car, and that was something, I've seen a couple of guys do that, and it's just a really sick conversion to do. So again, that might be something for the future. And then finally, there was a lot of people who wanted to see the Frog, but they wanted to see a custom Frog, which I found quite interesting. Because obviously when I was looking for Subaru parts, the parts are very generic, and there's a lot of aftermarket alloy you can buy for this chassis. And there's also some nice shock setups you can buy for this. So you get some nice alloy adjustable, threaded shocks that go in the same position on the back, but you get a nice sort of custom aftermarket front shock tower. So the actual spring of the shocks are up here. Looks pretty epic, to be honest. But I was quite surprised. There was a lot of guys who wanted to see something like that. So again, that might be something for the future. But we have an overall winner, as you've no doubt guessed. 58% of the vote went to the Frog, and again, I didn't expect that. I mean, 58% of the vote it's quite a close vote, don't get me wrong, but I honestly envisaged it being something like 80-90% towards a Subaru Brat. So as soon as I knew where it was going after like 2 days with the votes, so fair enough, that's what you want to see. And I must admit, I have now kind of come round to the idea, because a lot of you commented why you wanted to see the frog. And more importantly, a lot of comments just wanted to see this frog restored back to how it should have been. And that's what I like doing. The fact that I don't really like the frog as how the buggy looks, you know, that's on me. But as I said, I've got to be true to my word. So this is going to be restored to its former glory, as it were. There was a person, or there was 2 guys actually, who messaged me separately and said they actually believe this is a Mach 1 frog. Now, as Tamiya do, sometimes they release a very early version and then quite quickly change it round. So although this is an original frog, it's not a Mach 1 version. I've looked into it. The Mach 1 version came with a shorter bumper. These arms here are about half the length. There's a couple of other differences as well. It's quite interesting reading, actually. If you're a bit nerdy like I am, if you go onto Google and just sort of Google Mach 1 frog, and you'll see this change. It even had decal changes, which is interesting. So if anyone has got a genuine Mach 1 frog, that'd be pretty cool. But this isn't. It's just the original, which is good enough for me. So, what have I done so far? So when I first got this car, I ordered the front knuckles, because obviously they're missing. I ordered those from RC Mart. They're like $12. So they're winging the way to us now. But after I added all the votes up, and obviously it was to be the frog, I had to start figuring out how to get the bits, because as you guys know, it's all right saying we'll do this, we'll do that, but it all costs money, and some of this stuff's just not cheap. I didn't really want to go all over the place on eBay and get a bit from here and a bit from there. So I'm just going to tie this section in, because I get a lot of comments asking where I get parts from to what we use in this channel. So straight off the bat, I've got to say, Tamiya Legends is bigger than just this YouTube channel. I guess the majority of you guys just know it as a YouTube channel, but we've actually got a very large Facebook group, and we've also got quite a large Tamiya Legends sales group. So I get a lot of my parts from there. If you just go on the bog standard Facebook group and you just say, look, I've got so and so, I need this, I'd honestly say 9 times out of 10 someone is going to have those parts for you, which is absolutely awesome. I spend a lot of time on there, and equally on the sales group, you can put wanted ads and things like that. So I digress, but I get a lot of stuff from there. But this time round I did something different, and this is more for you guys who ask the question who don't go near Facebook, because I know a large majority don't go near Facebook. Tony's Tamiya parts in the UK, absolutely second to none. Now, he obviously is on the Facebook side of it, but he's on eBay as well. If you need anything, even if you don't see it listed, just message a guy, Anthony, just message him, and he'll come straight back to you and tell you if he's got it, first of all, and if he hasn't got it, if he can get it. And that's pretty much, I don't really need to go much further for parts other than those places. It's very rare that I've been unable to get hold of a part, even an original vintage part. All these parts are out there. You just got to know where to look and who to ask. So I hope that helps some of you who asked that question. So what I did was, as I said, I just wanted to get it all from one place. So I just messaged Tony's Tamiya Parts, and I just said, look, this is what I'm doing, and here's a list of things. Any chance you can come back to me and let me know what you've got? Anyway, he comes back to me the next morning, says everything's in stock. This is the price. We'll get it straight out to you. And I was just like, that's how you want to do it. So we've got a brand new Tamiya Frog body shell and wing on order. We've got a new driver set unit for it. What else have we got? We've got a brand new full set of wheels and tyres, including the screws coming. And I also asked if it had the 4 screws that bolt the knuckle down to the uprights, and he did. So everything I need for this car right now is coming from Tony's Tamiya Parts, which is awesome. I'm very chuffed with that. I ordered those about 5 days ago, so they'll probably be here in another 5 days. And as far as I'm aware, obviously I've not stripped this down yet, but as far as I'm aware, that's all this car's going to need. And again, I've got to say, I am now looking forward to restoring this to the Frog. I've had a few Frogs and I've never run one. And the couple of Frogs I did have, I always used reproduction body shells and decals from TBG and MCI Racing for the decals. So it's going to be quite nice to do a full Tamiya one. Now, just on that, something I've just thought about was the original Frog decals will probably differ from the Riri ones. So I might have to just have after this video, I might just have to go on and Google and just see what the differences are. I'm looking at this now, but I don't know fully if all these decals are from the original Frog sheet. It's got a Pennzoil one, which is this big yellow one. Now I know that's probably changed on the Riri. There's a Budweiser one, there's Monroe Shocks, STP. Pretty sure they will have changed on the Riri. So what I might need to do is get a sheet of reproduction decals from MCI as well. They're like $12, and then when I come to finish the body off, I'll make it look as close to the original as I can, which will be pretty cool. So that's the plan. Just want to. Also, just while I'm there, a lot of you really liked this shell. I got from the feedback that you left me, it was quite obvious that a lot of you liked the Frog, but you weren't too keen on the white and pink colours. And a lot of you liked this sort of colour. I guess the green for the Frog kind of goes quite well. But this shell is in great condition, so we'll definitely keep it and maybe do something with it in the future, I don't know. So that leaves us to this car. So as I say, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but this is going to be restored back to standard. I'm even going to run the manual speed controller in it. I'm not going to use the battery box. That's just, I don't need to do that. I mean, it's a cool thing to do, but it adds a lot of weight to it. The thing's a bit of a brick as it is. So I can't do that. Now, just looking at that, obviously, you need the Beck plug for it. Now, this doesn't have, this manual speed control doesn't have the Beck switch. Now, I hope I'm not being thick here, but probably because it's the early one, Beck is battery eliminator circuitry, in case you didn't know, which just allows the manual speed controller with a black and red wire and a red 2-pin plug, which then goes into your receiver and powers your servos. So I have got other manual speed controllers if I'm not able to do it with this one, but we're certainly going to go down that route with the manual speed controller. I'm going to leave this motor in, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to put anything fancy in it. I would like to try and run it on 2S with a standard 540, because I just feel with the 2S and 540 it's quite the perfect speed for me for these buggies. It doesn't kill them. We know these gearboxes are not the best. Now I will be fully ball racing this car when we come to it, but this will be an absolute full strip down to the nuts and bolts, everything cleaned up, and then we'll build it up again. Just seeing a plug there. I was just looking if that's just a receiver. Some weird plugs on here. Look at that plug. That's got a bit of edge to it, hasn't it? That's a servo plug. They're both the same. So, as I say, I may have to change servos, however, but I've got a lot of old school gear, so I will definitely have enough to run this as it was supposed to be, which is cool. So I think I'm coming to the end of this video, so if I haven't already, a massive thank you to everyone who took part. It really is appreciated. Feedback is awesome for me, and as I say, there's a little bit of a lesson learned for me. Don't preempt and think you know what the answers are going to be, because there actually is so much love for the Frog. So it's going to be very, very cool, and obviously once it's built we're going to run it, which again is going to be it's one on the bucket list to tick off for me, which is cool. So I think I've covered everything, so I will shut up now. So once again, thanks for watching, it's really appreciated. And if you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us, that would be awesome. And don't forget to hit that notification bell for our weekly videos. But as always guys, happy ass seeing.